Yes, massive wagwan. I'm Jerome this year, Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And we're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby. From Monday.
I told you with caution, cause when I snap, I'm bringing verses on the scene. Tell me who wanna do a fucking verses with me? No, listen, it's clear the kind of challenge with the team. Chemistry, effervescence, I'm like potassium with the steam. I'm buff and I'm supreme, Gaddafi, I'm Mussolini. What you got tonight, you won't be a Nasik, what you redeem. Like Kobe above the rim, Grim Reaper, rip off your skin. Keep you clean, messy resin in my I'm the marking scheme. I'm on some classics, body bags, caskets. So grinding you can download 3GP on the web trick. Colanda Nacho Meshia, Stefan Luku. In Manchester, niggas call me Desmond Tutu. Looking like you want as strong as the people around you. And once you get the drop, no sound of fakers around you. And when it comes to rap, Kenya, we bring the sound. Yo, my nigga Kali, fans are lucky they found you. Sunny Tate, so I pick a shoot this year's slicky. To my packet, but if I've been keep on don't need checky. Then me ratchet, and if I'm on Bizamwan and Zeki, longevity perfect. Me na dig in Bona house Zeki. Oh yeah, that I press. So na bidini apply pressure. But then I get her, squatting nyumbani konelo na kesha. Walai pressure, nafanya vijana na scrap session. Same time, bitch, bwana, bitch, look at me a shy nyesha. I'm on a high note, cause it's about the time, yo. Pussy niggas get the 5 fingers like a dino. Some feeble about to come and disconnect your spinal. You capping that you Richie, but you figure that you lying on. Been out the top for a minute, that's such an easy plan. You local rapper style is outdated just like a TV stand. But why should I blame you? I blame your cheesy fans. Apologies, hope they don't cancel me like the Yeezy brand. Fuck you and your beat maker. Manager pia tomboy. Karyang de high bring paper. Moko klata jinyonge. Content Taitoshi. To nonsense psychosis. Wakima umekuwa boss. Wajika kumpeka psychosis. It was all a dream. But I get no sleep. In the goddamn streets. It was in too deep. Drugs, vanity, my mama prayed for me. Cause I'm sipati upepo, nilabani cry lonely. Sijai panic, shit serious, ikai funny. The brand is elevating, we're changing the dynamics. The fans like it, open and Nikki applying magic. Leonardo flow, let it sink like Titanic. No cap, this is another degree. Nitolewa class 1, nikarukishwa class 3. Now I'm a rapper, kidato only repeat. Was there no opportunities for niggas like me where I'm from?
I'm Jerome this year, Jamaican brother there. Reaching out to all the massive on the African continent. And you're tuning into the Pan-African Bliss Show with your host, none other than Joby. Monday.
Turn out to be all the things that niggas I thought I would never be. Living my dream in a city where people are bitter with jealousy.
Yes, welcome.
I overlap the catches.
Karibuni sana to yet another beautiful episode of the Pan-African Bliss right here on the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. I hope you guys are doing amazing on this beautiful, beautiful afternoon of Thursday, 13 minutes past 1 p.m. right here in the 254. And of course, we thank to all our amazing listeners, to all our amazing returning subscribers, viewers, and of course, streamers. We appreciate you for being part of this amazing network. And I hope you get the chance to smash that like button in case you're part of this amazing network. And of course, in case you're new, subscribe and do follow the host according to where you're streaming live with me from. Shout out to everyone on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, on the radio station application itself, and of course, everyone on Rumble. I hope you guys are getting me loud and clear. And of course, shout out to also everyone right live here with us on TikTok. Nimewacheki kwa wingi lakini disappear to all of a sudden, but I see we see someone like Mercy Cherop. Karibu sana. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. And of course, karibu sana to the Black Hot Fire Network radio station. My name is Joby, to all our first time amazing listeners. And of course, I hope you can let me know where you're streaming live with me from. I see Effie in the building. You're asking, who are you now? I am Joby. What's up? Who are you? Yeah, karibu sana. I am Joby. Who are you? Yeah, that's what's up. But welcome, and I hope you get to enjoy the show. The rap game is on right here in the 254, and I can call it, I don't know if I should call it the rap game or the rap beef, because I feel like this is actually whatever is going on between Calligraph and the artists outside there. And I had Katie mention about this. This is a motive and a push for people to be releasing music. I bet majority of you know what is going on in the internet. Calligraph Jones called out most of the artists yesterday and said that, there's nobody, no actually any rappers who are best than Kenyans, and bring it on. We want to see. And we can see these tracks all the way from 254. We have woman like Rosary, and I can't tell Manze, if you can't rap, just sit down, baby girl, breastfeed your baby, then go back to the rap, to the music, and consider what you're doing, other stick to just you being a mom, because motherhood is kind of tough, and you can't multitask two things at a time. That is just what the advice I'll give to Rosary. But anyway, karibuni sana. That is not our major focus of the day. Today we shall be discussing about something very different, and not really different. Of course, we're tackling about the matters going on across the African continent. I want to talk about the current going on election in Zimbabwe. Yesterday on the Africa Today show, we were to tackle on our main topic of the day. Manzi, stories never end. Our shows with kids especially, it's like stories never end. We're gonna go back to back to back to back. We're gonna be talking, discussions, and of course with you guys' comments and sentiments and thoughts of what we discuss. Sometimes the conversation, we end up even forgetting what we're supposed to tackle on when it comes to the main topic of the day. We were to talk about China yesterday, them dropping on infrastructure and focusing on more on the industrialization. So I want to talk also about that. So that is what I'm going to start with. But of course, after this short musical break, I'll be coming back with the quote of the day. And of course, we get to see also what is going on in other parts like Kenya, and also right here on the 254. So karibuni sana, stick in till the end of the show. That is Calligraph Jones, the one and only Caterpillar, and the name of the jam is The Avengers. I hope you guys have gotten to enjoy that, and let me know how do you feel about the rap battle that is really currently going on, because for me and I feel too, Calligraph has it, Calligraph has it, the 254 has it. Like, have you seen the way people are releasing music back to back? I believe personally the 254 has it. But big up to you, Fashion Dance. Thank you so much for following the host. Thank you so much for tapping the screen. I appreciate you. And to everyone who is live with me, let me quick shout out to everyone. I say, CF is still stuck with us right here. We have someone like Prince Keep Quiet, and to everyone who's just tuning in. Karibuni sana, let me know how is your day coming along and what you feel regarding what we shall be discussing. This is by the one and only Otile Brown, Jamila, and I hope you guys get to enjoy this. We will be coming back. Actually, personally, I love and I listen to Otile Brown anytime, any day. I think this is actually my favorite 254 artist. Literally, if I am to actually be asked who's your 254 artist, I tried to look that upon myself. I questioned that on myself, and I was like, nah, I don't see any other person. I just see literally Calligraph Jones. Thank you so much, Efe, for the roses. I appreciate you. And just saying that the stories of African unity, exactly, that is what we shall be talking about. So stick till the end of the show. And of course, this is Jamila by the one and only Otile Brown. And we'll be coming back with the quote of the day.
Nobody can love me better. I need love. So tell me love to make she love.
Yes, and of course, feel free to also request to join in as a guest in case you feel that the conversation is too heated and you have anything to say. Yes, and my quote of the day today says that if the version of you from 5 years ago could see you right now, they'd be so proud. So keep going. If the version of you from 5 years ago could see you right now, they'd be so proud of you. Keep going.
I'm out there down and I play straight to you. I'm all you need to this and from. BTR now I'm back, look where we are. Hey, this kind of love may be bye-bye.
Yes, and of course, welcome back to the Pan African Bliss episode of today. This is the Black Fan Network radio station. It is 20 minutes past 1 p.m. right in the 254, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. Even on a Thursday, the weather is kind of hot today. I don't know, for the last 3 days, it has been really, really, really hot. I don't know how many may feel the same heat for those who are with us right in the 254. But if not, I'd love to hear from you. Rather, if you are in Burundi, Tanzania, Uganda, and if you are in Ghana, like John Mosquito, eating that bushmeat. I'd love to hear also what is the weather, temperature also on your end. But I see Effie, you saying that I think these forums will educate a lot of people across the continent. Exactly, they will. And this actually why we hope majority of our young people can stop going on these talking live videos and come discuss this kind of matters with us, real matters right here, because we've grown up in the society of where we are told, discussing politics, what affects us when it comes to, because this is all political, but it all literally, it all involves us, because we are the people who have chosen. This actually want to talk about what is going on in Zimbabwe with the elections. I discussed this, actually I've been discussing about this throughout this week. I discussed it also yesterday, when it comes to our opposition parties, our opposition leaders, how they are not playing any role to help us. And we had someone like the great Gil saying that, these people have played a very big role in our lives. And I said, no, the opposition party or opposition leader is just there like the president, paid to continue distracting you, making you think that Africa is truly moving in a Pan-Africanist or Pan-Africanism way, and which is literally not happening. It is just super, super crazy. But I see Joe Mosquito Karibu Sana. You say, nice to meet you, Joby. Nice to meet you, John Mosquito. What's up? Hope you're doing amazing. I hope you have had a wonderful night, or rather, you are having a wonderful morning, whatever the time is on your end. Just saying that I haven't set an extra day of voting in the selected wards. I haven't set an extra day of voting in the selected wards. Well, I don't know. Do you think actually you going to vote does make a change? That is actually what I'm going to start with, as we're going to get into Zimbabwe a few minutes later. But for now, I want to talk about, first and foremost, what we want to discuss yesterday on the Africa Today show as our main focus of the day. We want to talk about China. During the BRICS summit, we've seen that actually African countries were speaking to Chinese on how we should move our economic relationship, rather how we should literally coordinate. And I discussed this yesterday, that was on Tuesday, when I shared a video of Julius Malema saying that we need to work with Chinese people. You can't go to China empty-handed, That's why we are so disrespected. We also saw yesterday, we had Professor Lumumba with the video I shared. He also said that, we cannot, these people will not respect us, but they will tolerate us. But I want to tell us that there is no toleration that these crackers give a damn about us. They are meant, and they mean wiping us out one by one, and that is what exactly is meant to happen. But let me read what our mainstream media, of course, has to say. Our mainstream media say that Africa wants its economic relationship with China to change, and this is what Africa is asking for. They're saying that African leaders emphasize the need for China to transition the focus from infrastructure development to local industrialization during the eve of the BRICS summit. And the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement reinforces the call for China's strategic shift, aiming to promote duty-free trade amongst African nations. China responses includes discussion with African leaders on industrialization plans, with prediction to increase investments for small and medium-sized Chinese businesses in Africa development. Oh, listen, did you hear that? China response includes discussion with African leaders on industrialization plans, with predictions of increased investments from small and medium-sized Chinese business in Africa development. Wow. Okay. They continue and say, China's senior African diplomat stated that this was on Tuesday during the briefing of the sidelines of the BRICS summit in South Africa, that African government wants China to change its focus from developing infrastructures, of course, to the continent, on the continent to local industrialization. And let me see the other article. This is what they quoted: that Africa integration is already escalating, and many African countries asked China to consider their shift. And the African continental, I think I've read all the same thing, just all repeated and all that. They're saying, according to Boston University, Chinese lenders, largely state-owned bankers, promised to finance 160 billion US dollars to African nations between 2000 and that was between 2000 and 2020. And after President of China Xi Jinping announced the Belt and Road Initiative in 2013 to finance infrastructure in underdeveloped nations, loans pledged skyrocketed. However, they subsequently and radically dropped from a peak of 28 billion US dollars to 1.9 billion dollars. And they're saying that who stated that the urgent debate of emergency issue could wait until the Forum for China Africa Cooperation, the annual gathering of Chinese and African ministers, which is scheduled to take place in 2019. Additionally, he predicted that the rise that took place in 2019. Additionally, he predicted that the rise in Chinese investments in Africa, particularly from small and medium-sized businesses, how they're going to actually come into terms in Africa. It's all the same thing that I've just repeated. But in general, what I'm going to say, if you look at literally our infrastructures, what they're talking about, what we should move away from, there's no good infrastructure we have. It is all poor infrastructure that we have in Africa. And am I lying? Am I lying? I'm not lying. We are in debt over poor infrastructure. We are indebted over poor infrastructure. We're literally bragging with infrastructures that are way 50 years behind, while other people are way ahead of us. And when these Chinese people come here and build us this infrastructure, we think like, hey, Kenya to Momoka, Uganda to Momoka, Tanzania is doing better, Burundi is doing better, Ghana is doing better, but it's all under debt. Why first are we indebted to be helped? Why do we need? I asked a very simple question, and Simba answered me a very nonsensical answer right here. And for those who are with me on TikTok, you can help me answer this. Why is it that we see Chinese people coming to build our projects? Why can't you guys be given the opportunity and the jobs? That is just my question. Umeenda umesomea sijui engineering, you've wasted billions of money, and mind you how expensive school fees is, especially in university. How expensive it is. Now, who make me understand why is it that Chinese are being given the projects we should be literally, or rather we've studied for, and we're capable? Because Africa, we have all the mineral resources. We have the real materials right here. We have the energy. Because again, at the end of the day, this is what's funny. You will not be given the opportunity, but that job is going to be given to you through the same Chinese. But you're going to be paid peanuts. They get millions and billions of money, but wewe utapata tu peanuts, imagine. Na says you have a degree, you have a PhD, you have masters, but it's not helping you. Let me read this actually. I saw this yesterday from a friend of mine, status. Shout out to Maureen, wherever she is. She posted this and actually responded to it, and we had a little bit of discussion about it. And she was telling me about her, some of our family members who have the same, and how for her she saw from a very earlier angle how education is not helping, or the degrees, the PhDs are not helping in this current era of today. They're just nothing. It says in Africa, a degree is only important when you do not have it. When you get it, you hear masters is more important. After getting masters, you hear again PhD is extremely important. After that, a school dropout is elected as your leader, and you hear it. It is not about the papers, it is about the mind. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Let me repeat that again. It's only in Africa. So wherever you are in Africa, you have a PhD, a master, whatever you have, you are useless, my friend. Okay? Because the person who is a dropout or even never stepped in school like Rigathi Gachagua probably, because there's no way you're going to talk nonsensical speeches outside there, and you're a whole goddamn deputy president telling people how after you graduating, your degrees and masters will not get you any job. You should be stoned to death for talking something like that. You're the main reason why school fees is expensive, because you're putting and still sticking to laws of the Europeans that don't favor us but favor your goddamn pockets. And shout out to Kenyans for realizing this. In Wasingishu, you deserve to call them thieves. That is what they deserve. Every time, enough of seeing these leaders and you start clapping, hey, our hero, our nonsensical bullshit that they don't do. Call them feces like they are. Because all they can do is just shit nothing. Empty promises in their mouths. Hakuna kitu ya maana anaweza tutuambia saa hii. I'm really proud of so many young people right here realizing what is going on. Really proud. Whatever happened in Wasingishu, whether it was yesterday or the other day, tunaona hao sewa kitana mwizi. You are a thief, you've been stealing our money. Why aren't our children in school? That is what is supposed to happen. And I'm proud of that. There's no way you're going to be having a degree, a PhD, and you won't get a job opportunity. But dropouts will come because of handouts and because they have connections. They watapata to pass through anytime. In Africa, a degree is only important when you don't have it. Listen, when you get it, you hear masters is more important. After getting the masters, you hear again PhD is extremely important. After that, a school dropout is elected as your leader, and you hear it is not about the papers. Now you think about that and tell me, till when are we going to be told how to do it, how to move it, where to move it? If we can't be critical, independent thinkers, why must we always listen to these puppets who ain't leaders to keep on leading us? Why can't we be part of the panel to discuss our problems? Let me tell you, when we have the manifestos, manifestos kweli. There's what they tell us. Then kuna zile zenye siji kuna, I don't know how to call it. I can't remember the name right now. Where they go asking people from different communities how they want the constitution to be changed. What would you love to see for a change and all that? I think there's something similar to that I read, not only just for Kenya. It was from, I think, Gambia. It was about Gambia, if I'm not wrong. It was about Gambia and them changing the constitution. And it also happened the same, the referendum. I hope so. Referendum, constitution, referendum. I hope so. I don't know. Either of the two. Signatures. Yeah, there's some signatures that are always supposed to be collected from us citizens when it comes to any decision making that is supposed to be done in a country. Kama siko wrong. Kuna signatures zinafaa kuwa collected. But let me ask you, kwa wale wako tu hapa, wewe ni nani amekuja kukubishia kwako akakwambia yo Ivy Kingori, nimekuja hapa kujua kama unataka tushukishe unga ama tunataka tufanye hivi. Have you seen anyone knocking at your door? If it's not census, okay, always collecting your goddamn data, always keeping a track on you. If it's not census, ni nini ingine wa kuja kubisha? If it's not election, ni nini ingine wa kuja kubisha kwa mlango zetu na polio? If it's not that, what else do they come to literally knock on our doors for? Corona, exactly. And much more, get the vaccines and bullshit. We need to wake up as African people. We can't keep on being lied to. Our parents have spent billions of money and they're crying. Waniambia kama uko na utu tu, unaona tu mzazi wako anakanga tu hivi kila time ni stress. Anafikiria vile tu wewe utapata kazi, anakuhurumia, yeye mwenyewe haizi atajipanga. And then we have people who always keep on making us empty promises. This has to come to an end. It has to come to an end. Okay? It has to come. I see right now Babu Owino being called out. I hope TikTokers are talking about it. These finances they keep on hiding and stealing, we need it back because it's all our taxes, all our money. Yani, we've been hustling for these people. We've been working for these people. Who are they? Ni akina nani hawa? Ruto ni nani? Raila ni nani? Just to ask. And I'm asking this very confidently. Because where will you take me? They're used to threatening people, and we can see majority of us know this for now. You see, ile time tulikuwa tunakaa ati huwezi ongea, ati tunajua wao na wana lakini huwezi ongea. Mwili zinapatikana Rivayala lakini you can't talk. Your relatives disappear, kids disappear, you can't talk. This bullshit has to come to an end. Africa, we must seek our freedom. We must become independent because we are not. We are not. Now back to this. Infrastructures. Infrastructures gani tuko nazo? What infrastructures do we have as African people? That is my question. Are you proud of the roads you're using? Look at Thika. Hii super highway tu yenye mnatumianga sijui Thika road. Traffic. Have you seen that road being trafficked? Oh, especially when the president is passing. Mutasongeshwa kando nyinyi wote because president anapita. Nyinyi mnaweza putia hizo vichaka zingine za Juja road. That is, we can't keep on living this way in equality. We cannot keep on living in equality. There's no way someone is living in Kibera na next hapo kuna estate na ni agava. Eh? Aya, talk about Korogosho. We have a government hospital in Korogosho somewhere, I know. But that hospital, because it is controlled by puppets and people who are just all about the money, and they have employed people who are just all about the money, it's all about handouts. You know? Handouts. I mean, unajua Budako anajua Sonko anajua Sandra Mbuvi. Yeah? Tiki Sandra and all this bullshit. All that nonsensical talk. We have a government hospital in Korogosho, but that hospital, what it has been doing, it is recklessly being handled on the way of passing waste. Okay, that waste yote inaenda kwa watu wa kijiji. I remember there's a time Korogosho people were complaining and they striked about this. Young people, you can imagine children when they're going to school every goddamn morning, wanapita tu kanyagamafi. Nani anaosha hizo viatu? While we have these people walking in super highways, you know, very well infrastructured road. And then they're here talking about infrastructures, how we should move from this to industrialization. Okay, back to industrialization. The little they have done, ni nini wamefanya? The little they have done. What is it that they have done? What is it that China has given us? Africa, when will you become independent? That is just my question. When will you start become independent thinkers and say no more to all this oppression? We are oppressed and you don't know this. We are oppressed. It's not okay waking up to poverty, and I'll say that over and over again. My culture shock, we were discussing this yesterday on the Africa Today show. My culture shock was, a majority of us don't know this. We have majority of us who keep on bragging on, especially shout out to the Nigerians. I'm not against my brothers and sisters. I love my African people. And this is why we are here as Blackout Fire, to create unity amongst Black people, to talk about our issues. But these people will come here bragging like there's no situations happening at home. Wanakuja hapa kuskamwa say. You come here act like your boss is coming from a country of what the television. It's a television. Tell a lie vision. You just see nothing but a vision, which is not true. The display of Nigeria in the Nollywood movies is mansions, you know, Igwe, yeah, and Juju. How you can bulletproof yourself from through Juju. Allah for the next minute you're dead. Najua. It's just crazy. That is the television we've been given. But let me tell you, my culture shock is when I Googled the slums of Nigeria. And I went deeper into the videos. I could not believe it. Trust you me. I could not believe it. And it's literally very bad and emotional. Trust me, it's not something to smile about. I'm not happy to see people living in that kind of a situation. People are swimming. Yani unavenye sisi tumezoea kutembea Kanairo. As much as they're talking about our slums like Ibera, at least you can cross some 1, 2, 3, places. But imagine in Nigeria, people are living and swimming through sewages. Yani ni boat too. Hivi tu. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate so much. Hivi tu. Yani ni boat too. That is a norm. And the next minute you're gonna realize this is gonna become a norm in Africa. Every African country, ask yourself, and I ask this again, and it's going to be a question till tomorrow, to come to the end of the week. Why is it so hard for you to travel as an African person? Why? Let me go through the comments very quickly. I see what majority of you have to say. Now, check him corner so much, to say right here through the comments. I see, Just let me catch up. Let me catch up. All right, I see Effie is saying, but now bottom here, we are talking about it, but our leaders are the problem. Exactly. They are the problem. They are the problem. And they don't always want to act like they are the problem. They come with a sympathetic, pretty face. Okay? I call it like that. They come with a pretty face. Sympathetic, pretty face. Like they sympathize with you and they look like, I understand the situation of the country, but the previous government is to blame. The previous government being blamed, the current elected government is part of the previous government. So why won't you say I was part of it, but because it was not me in power, I'm willing to make a change? We need such truths. We're willing to make a change. But oh no, wait until whatever is happening in Niger happens in Kenya or other the rest of the African country, because that is coming and they won't stop it. I also see Effie is saying that no, that is chief. Ni chief ama ni nani? Unasema acha tuone serikali ya hasla kama itatupatia hizo contracts. I don't think so, man. They stop hoping. Okay? Stop even hoping. You should not even hope at chief. I also see Effie saying that they are called Mickey Mouse. Exactly. And thank you so much, King Ori, for saying referendum. I don't know if it's referendum or any constitution, but anyway, to make some many signatures. And I also see Effie saying that I saw my President William the other day talking against dollar and bondless Africa, but warned. Sorry, let me get that correctly. I saw my President William the other day talking against the dollar, borderless Africa, but warned by who? He was warned by who? I'll continue with that. If maybe continue with the yes, he did. But let me tell you, these African leaders, they just right now we've been talking about the dollarization that is happening in Africa. Right now, they can talk about it because as we talk about infrastructure and development, which has brought us to this particular point, mind you, this is all being discussed on the BRICS Summit. The BRICS Summit is another agenda it's still the agenda 2030. The BRICS Summit is not here to save you. Okay, it's not new way of saving Africa. Until Africa we have our own common currency, you Negroes are still held captive. And this is why you see Sudan can hack your shit. Your money can literally, they take control of your money. They have everything of yours. And you tell me you still want to sit like that. Whoa, me, I was depressed. I was depressed saying I can't access my money. And I was like, no, I have a reason to be angry. I have the right to question, why can't I get access to my money? Who is in control of my money? Why is someone getting access to my data while I've trusted you with it? Who is in control of our data in Africa? That is a question, And also see King Ori saying that our Kujangi, exactly. Our Kujangi, exactly. None of them pop up. And just saying that Ruto, instead of ashughulikie na economy, anafikiria mambo ya kuban TikTok. Achana na inyangao. Ni nini nafikirianga surely? None of these leaders. Ni nini wao fikiria? TikTok is giving, let me tell you, how many people have employed themselves through TikTok? Right now, we're seeing people selling clothes on TikTok. Achana na hao wako hapa kushake nyash na wanajua wanataka kugiftiwa for nonsense. Sawa? Kuna watu in the life for no bullshit. You're not educating people. You're not selling anything. You're not showcasing any art and crafts. You're just here helping Chinese to explore their app. Thank you so much for the gift, Truth. I appreciate it. You say that is what exactly is happening. But I also see, thank you so much to everyone who has followed me. I see Dorcas, thank you. Ivy, thank you also for following. Effie also saying, thank you for the gift. I really appreciate it. I see Effie saying that we cannot move on with gangsters in our midst. Exactly. We cannot, because that is who they are. And I'm coming back to that. Gangsters, why do we have these leaders? Why did why was Uhuru given an opportunity of being a president? Na alai wake, when you walikuwa na work together 2007, akakuwa president hii mwaka. You need answers from all this. How many people do we have that they lost their lives in 2007 election and their relatives to date have no answers? Are you aware of what happened in 2007 in a church and your current president, what he's capable or what he was behind? No, majority of us maybe don't know. Because again, We don't even control our mainstream media. Wataficha evidences zote ndo tujue hao watu and put the good news about them so that we cannot know they are evil. I see King Ori saying expressway too. I know. I know. It is crazy. I also see MJ Valentino is saying a very important issue, which is blindly ignored. Exactly. And if he's saying exactly, you are talking the truth, and the truth is known when you are told to know. Not to America. Exactly. And you're saying exactly, I think I read that the same Mr. MJ Valentino, thank you for following, and of course for the gifts once again. I see you also saying that you have my support. I appreciate it so much. We want majority of you, giving the same support and the same thinking, understanding what we're talking about, because most of the people come here think when we're expressing the anger. I'm not just talking because this is my job. I'm talking because I'm part of this effectiveness people are facing. All these effects we're facing. Na buy unga kama wewe. Una get? Unga sahi sijui ni 300. Na buy kama wewe. Tissue we used to buy sijui 15 bob. Tissue sahi ni pesa ngapi? Surely toilet paper. The next thing tumesikia, we'll start importing bathing soap. Imagine, you can make soap out of trees. Do you know that? Out of trees. But we're not taught any of these skills. We come out of our schools with damn westernization. No skills of our mineral resources because it only benefits them. And they have kept the information away from us so that they can continue benefiting through these despots who won't change our system of education. Thank you for the gift once again. Truth, what you're saying, that the brains make the brains make me laugh. I appreciate it. And I see Effie saying, I think he was warned by the masters. Probably. Not really. Right now they can talk about the dollar, Effie, because they are moving to another new system. And all this was set up. It's something they knew it was going to happen. When the dollar was being set up, they knew all this was going to happen. So it's nothing new for real. So they can talk about it right now. And about the borders, we know it's not going to happen. Not until, like the way I want to talk about also the East African communities. It will only happen if we join hands. Actually, it should start with the East African communities. We have a very big chance as East African countries. But East African despot puppets won't allow this to happen. This is why you see whatever is happening in Congo. Rwanda is way more developed than any other African country, like South Africa. From South Africa to Rwanda, those are the only two countries in Africa doing great in terms of development and infrastructure, probably. But still built up the same people, but it is really doing great. The rest of us, we have a long way to catch up. And that is just all I'll say. ICCF is saying that, that now bring it clearly, shows who votes for our leaders. Exactly. And that is something I also asked yesterday. What would happen if one day we woke up, na tusende kuvote? We want to see who is going to elect these despots. So that you may know, last year, when we had our election, the CIA alituambia, you Negroes, just know that Ruto is the president. It was very well put out in the mainstream media, tulikuwa tumeambiwa, and that is what exactly happened. So how comes the CIA knows so much more than us? Like, how comes the secret intelligence agency can just predict presidency while the votes have not been counted? Who controls our election? Who controls these puppets? Because they'll go, let me tell you, even these political rallies, they want to go around, keep on telling us, oh, vote, ensure you come out and vote. Wanajuanga wando next for presidency. They know they are being told, get ready, you're the next puppet. We want to clear your way, so you must ensure you leave a legacy of no crime, of what happened in 2007. So you, Uhuru, take over from 2013 to 20, he dropped in 20? Whatever he dropped, and of course, to what we saw. He is now ally, his best friend, who was a vice president and accomplice, now is a president. What is going on in Africa? And that is actually what is going to continue. I saw someone saying this. It was, I wish I could get the video, but there was this guy from, I don't know which country in Africa, but he said, handouts in Africa are a norm. Okay? Handouts in Africa are a norm. Political handouts especially are a norm. And it will never stop. I wish I can get the video, but I think I had it somewhere. Handouts in Africa, political handouts are a norm, and it will never end. And you know why it will never end? Because we are here and we've allowed these people to tell us how we have no power while we have the power. They tell us, oh, young people, you are not politically well ready. You're not politically, you're not politically suit right now. If you don't have the finances. Who said politics is all about the money first? This is why you come back again to that quote where they say, after that school, after the school, a dropout is gonna be elected as your leader, and you hear it's not about the papers. So if it's not about the papers, it's all about the mindset. Why can't we be given the opportunity? If right now the PhDs, the masters, the degrees won't help us, right? Why won't they allow our mindset to play a role in this society and development? Question. That is something, if tunapatiwa chances actually as young people tunaenda kwa parliament tunaongea, I think majority of us will be voted in and would make Africa move in a very greater way. But because we're moving in a very selfish, thank you so much, Efi. Because we're moving in a very selfish, we're dealing with very selfish people and greedy people who have been dragged and picked from poverty to become leaders. This is why you see they won't allow you young people, because they know you know the struggles you go through every day. These people are scared because they know, majority of what we young people go through, it is all similar. And if majority of us literally vote in, or if we had like a military takeover like what we've seen in Niger, we would support them, because we need the young mindsets. We need young people to be moving alike with us and literally knowing what we're going through. These despots need to go. That is what's up. They need to go. But I see Hefi is saying that our police are used to protect those thieves stealing our resources to America. Let me tell you, and answer me very honestly, who is the poorest person in the government, working for the government? Anyone who's under the government service, anyone tu nayo anaweza kuwa maskini sana kama si Sanse. Karao ni maskini sana. These people are very poor. And ukiona mwenye ameomoka, trust me, ni through this bribing, chai kwa barabara, kusimamisha tu watu wa matatu na kuwa harass all the time like they do, because they're not paid well. So these police officers, let me tell you, they're also indoctrinated and they're just being used. But when the truth is gonna snap, all of them are gonna be against the same people who have been controlling them to continue killing us. It's gonna shift. The shift is gonna happen, and it's happening. They won't stop it. It's really, really happening. Trust me. Ama Sanse wote wengi wao hata wanaishi kukula sukuma kila siku na kunde, because that is what they can afford. Nyama ikionekana kwa hiyo nyumba watoto wanapiga hure. And I'm not talking from just because I hear people saying it. Maybe I've seen with my own goddamn eyes. I've grown up around a police station and I've seen that. I've seen. Na wanakuanga na mabibi kama Mia. Cheaters, always cheating. They can't even, come on, be better. Effie is also saying that, and have you ever asked yourself what is the work of British military in Kenya territory? None. To just keep on watching us. That is what they do, Effie. They have no goddamn job right here to do. There is no job, there is no business here. If it's not just to control us, they are here to actually protect the territory of, that is what they are doing. They're here to protect the territory of the resources they are stealing. That is the work of the British military in Kenya, Effie. To protect the territory where they have been stealing. And if you go there, you are the terrorists, okay? You are the terrorists and you are attacked for literally trying to protect what is yours. Crazy. MJ Valentino is saying political leaders are puppets. to a higher power, even here in Europe. Exactly. Oh, you are in Europe? That's nice. I'm glad to know that you are on the other side of the world, and I really appreciate you for being part of this amazing network. So follow the host and also check us out on our platforms. We are streaming live right now on every platform. You can check out our application radio app on the Google Play Store, rather on, if in case you have an iPhone, on www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. If you have an Android phone, just go download the app. You'll hear us when we're live every time there's music is playing. Rather, you can also subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, and you'll get notified every time we are live. We have different amazing conversation, and we are always glad to talk about this. It's the passion in it. And also saying that they control the national budget to even what to buy in the market, and that is what they want to do. We cannot accept digitalization, because if we allow us moving to digital currency, we're gonna be on a very bad state. They'll control our money, how much you can withdraw, how much you can spend, what you can buy. Imagine when now it comes to, you can imagine Black people globally, our medications has been made expensive on purpose. Now imagine if we move to digitalization, what is gonna happen? We're gonna die, majority of us, because that is what literally they're looking forward to. The aim is to wipe out African people. That's the aim. Agenda 2030 is based on this continent. But the telelive vision, the television has been used to tell us Agenda 2030 is all about now, what they're talking about. Infrastructure, development, Africa is going to be looking like the next Dubai, the next New York. The New York is here. This continent is already New York and everything you want to mention it, because we have it all. Those European countries are looking the way they're looking because of the resources coming from here. Then we have these fuckers telling us, why are you always running away from the continent? We have something definitely you don't have. And because they don't know history, they don't know that their people, their so-called government also has been looting resources from here. So they just speak for the sake of speaking, because the education and the information about African people is that we are beggars. We come from a very poor continent. This continent ain't shit, but it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. MJ Valentino is also saying that you are sharp mind and the government does not like that. I know. Since the beginning, miss. I know. I've been told that a couple of times. My boss personally keeps on telling me that a lot of times. We know. We really, really know. Right here on the Blackout Fire, trust you, we know. We speak about it. It's the confidence. Trust me, I don't think they'll come for the confidence. And if they do, still stand up by your confidence. Because if you move shaky, that's what they take advantage of. If you try move shaky, they take advantage of that. And this is the weapon they have been easily using against us or upon us for the longest time. I've been discussing this actually this week. The fear agenda. The fear is a weapon. Why have we grown up being scared of politics? Why have we grown up not talking about politics? Why have we grown up thinking things are just normal and we blame it on God? Then they came with the religion. So everything you look on, you judge on God. No, on Jesus, to be precise. Yeah? It's all on Jesus. Jesus, all the riches are in heaven. And all that nonsense they want to keep on telling you through religion, so that you cannot know that the heaven is here and they're stealing it. The gold, they tell you the gold is being created through your tears. Come on, wake up, Wake up. I also see if you're saying that I didn't imagine it yesterday in their salary in instrument, masters being added 11K and juniors 1K. Wow. Talk about it. It's crazy. MJ Valentino is also saying that they are scared because Africa might become the next superpower. It is becoming. You can see, actually, I think you know what is going on in Niger. If I'm not wrong, you know what is going on in Niger. You can see ECOWAS, France, the Western nations are shaking. I was discussing that yesterday when they came out yesterday and said that there's some misleading information about them looting resources. that they have been working fairly with Niger, you know. They have not been looting resources. They have not been stealing. So why are you in the dark right now? Why are you in the dark? If you've not been depending on Africa, if you claim we are giving misleading information, why are you in the dark all of a sudden? Oh, it's because of Niger. And they're trying to make us stand against each other. I hope Nigerians do not fall into this trap. I hope so. I hope Africans will not be used or allow themselves to be used to fight against each other. Like what we see our Ruto is doing right now in Haiti. Anawapeleka tu uko mpigwe tu marisasi za bure. Na uko na familia yako unafaa kuchunga. And you are a KDF, sijui ama wewe ni nani? We need to think who we are serving. You need to reason about your masters, the so-called masters, because they call themselves masters. They have given themselves the highest forms of names so we can respect them and think that they are superior. We are the bosses here, okay? These people are just workers who are supposed to make the country look right. The continent is supposed to be checked and be corrected, not being destroyed. It's crazy, but I've just debated on a whole goddamn one topic and vented on a whole goddamn one topic, you know, because I'm just so mad. When you talk about now, let me just wind up with this infrastructure and development whole thing. What I'll say, as we talk about the one currency, Africa, you need to stop moving. You can't move from one enemy to another. That is just how simple it is. You can't say, oh, the United Nations or the United States has been so evil on us, so China has been working better with us. What? You don't understand that these people are working together? You don't understand that China is a puppet of this other country that is just collapsing right now? You don't know that China is being used to move these other, you know, agendas? You don't know that China literally has no power? You don't know China was poor? Check out literally China 60 years ago. Kenya, South Africa, and the rest of the countries right now considered poor in Africa were doing better than China. These people are riding bicycles. Have you seen the videos? They had no cars. And right now, they're the best. Everything is made in China. Be better. Okay? Be better. In simple terms, if we can't take control of our resources, of our development, of our infrastructures, we don't need no goddamn Chinese, okay? Let us die, reincarnate, then we'll wake up with senses. We'll come back with the senses. But we don't need no more cooperation with these people who have been making the country. They have been industrializing us with the poorest bullshit. Okay? They have been industrializing us with the poorest ways of poverty. They have been infrastructing, whatever the term you want to call it, our continent with poverty and poor infrastructures, everything poor. We don't need it. Just that's how simple it is. I don't know which discussion, because they're saying African leaders. I don't know how many African leaders have attended the, let me see. How many African leaders attended the US Africa Summit? How many African leaders attended the BRICS Summit? Let me see. We have the South African leader, that is Cyril Ramaphosa, and he invited more than 30 African leaders to participate in the BRICS. I wish they can mention them. Let me see. From there, I think I'm going to see. We have countries like Algeria, Egypt, Ethiopia, Senegal, Eritrea. Of course, Eritrea did beg to become part of the BRICS. I don't know which other more 30 leaders who they are. They're not giving me the names, but I will check that onto that maybe later. But yeah, I hope Kenya is not part of this, because Ruto is just capable of anything. That is just how I'll say. But as I wind up, because my time is up, you guys, I'm so sad to be leaving you, because you are interacting and I'm loving it. And you're just gifting me because you're loving and engaging in my conversation. I appreciate it. About the East African communities, we have Somali. This actually happened a couple months ago. I think it was around May, April. Somali did request to be part of the East African community. And they're saying right now that the East African Community is set to add a new country that applied to join. That is Somali. It was around. I'm not sure. It was June. Yeah, it was on June. They did submit the application of joining the East African, and I think I also read that, and I said this is amazing to see African countries, forming unity this way. But with this unity being formed, it's still not being used the right way, because this is actually a chance of us uniting. But these despots are not literally connecting with this. We are uniting in the simplest and smallest way we can. Actually, we have the chance to. We can use the East African community or whatever to just make the whole continent a whole. I don't care whether you come from the north, east, or west. We are all one. I don't give a damn about the division that these Western people left. We have a chance to unite. We do have it. It's only for us to see how we can overthrow and overcome our own enemies. Because the only thing lacking is unity. If Kenya, Burundi, Uganda, Tanzania, Congo, which other country can I say? Thank you again for the gifts. Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, Tanzania, Rwanda, Congo. I think DRC Congo joined. Don't know about the other one. Ethiopia, I'm not sure about Ethiopia. Let me see. I don't think Ethiopia cool though. I don't think so. I don't think these people don't even consider themselves sometimes Africans. Is Ethiopia part of the East African community? Has been the continent fastest growing region. It is home to several fastest growing economies, including Ethiopia. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it is. No, Sudan. If you're saying Sudan, but they're saying that East Africa has been the continent fastest growing region in recent years, and it's home several of the fastest growing economies, include Ethiopia, Djibouti, Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda. So I think it's part of it, unless I'm the one misunderstanding it. Unless I'm the one misinterpreting it, I'd love to be corrected too. We're here to learn. But yes, I think that is the way I understand it. That is what is happening. Thank you again for the gifts. I appreciate it. But yes, Somali has made an important step towards becoming the East African community 8th member. So yes, we have 8 countries so far which are part of the East African communities. And they're saying that Somalia submitted an application to be part of the East African bloc. That was in 2012 at first. Then on June 2023, the verification, the heads of East African community reviewed it and accepted the team's findings. And right now, we can say that this is actually amazing. But I hope this can help us literally form, because as East Africans, actually, we have an opportunity of building one currency. If we don't know, we have the opportunity. Like, we just have we have very many opportunities to connecting with the rest of the countries in the continent. That is just how simple I'll put it. And I hope the rest of as much as we can see there's an East African community, we're still divided in a way, because whatever is happening in Congo, we're not able to solve it because there's still someone stronger controlling these countries as much as they are working together, as East Africans, or consider themselves as East Africans. There's still a big gap actually we have as Africa and as African people, and this unity. The gap is the unity. That is just how simple I'll put it. There's nothing else more to look into. Unity. We need to drop the borders. We need to drop the power. Because sometimes we feel like these puppets are not there. They won't drop the power. I don't think they're ready. They enjoy it. They enjoy the fact that the rest of us look at them like they are gods. And this is why I say they give themselves high qualified sorts of names so that we can be scared and respect them. His Excellency, His Honor, whatever you want to call them. But they are puppets. That is just the bottom line of it. But anyway, I'm coming to the end of today's show. It has been a great discussion. I've spoken so much. I feel like even my voice is kind of getting raspy a little bit. And there's a see if he's saying Ethiopia as an internet to join, but not yet. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you for correcting me. And also see you saying Sudan is part of it. Yeah, we have, so you can see we have so many chances of literally uniting. You're just saying that what is the most important, what is most important is to remove boundaries and become state. But problem is the leaders. Exactly. But it won't happen for long. It has to come from us. The demand has to come from us, Effie. Because I don't see why I have to travel to South Africa. I need a visa. I need a passport. I am an African. I am just within, that is the most craziest part. I am just within the continent. Who is keeping track and who is watching my data? Why do they have to link my data to their system to see where I'm going, where I'm crossing the border? Ask yourself that, because this is something actually I questioned myself. I've traveled, I've gotten the opportunity to get out of the country once. I've been in Tanzania, and it's a really lovely country. I've been there like for the last 2 years, and it has been dope. But it didn't literally click onto me, apart from just the passport, the requirements of the passport and all that, the COVID bullshit that we never took, of course. I'm not gonna say much. I'm on YouTube, We never took, of course, because if you know what is going on with the 19 propaganda, or rather what happened, which is coming back next. So if you took the nini, just know where we're una nyuria. Hauko, like you're gone, you're gone. But yeah, it is a beautiful country. But recently it clicked into my head, and I asked myself, like, why do they collect our data? It's something we need to ask very deeply. Ukienda TZ, ukienda Uganda, you must leave details of you somewhere. Why? It's crazy. I see Ele karibu sana. Hope you're doing amazing, manze. Nimekumiss. Anyway, hata say tunafaa to link up, manze. I'll come to Get Radio very soon, and I'll see what's up. I really missed you guys, and I'm looking forward to be linking up with you. I hope uko fit. Nasema ile global hapa. That is important in advertising. It's a huge industry. Come on. We're talking about our safety at this point. Ele, tunaongelelea like in terms of traveling. Hiyo inasaidia nini in terms of advertising? It's your own personal data. Like wewe ukienda Uganda, ama let's say, okay, for example, ukienda South Africa, do you feel like you need, or if you've been of not been out of the continent, do you think you need the passport to travel, apart from just the ID? And of which hata sioni ni nini. Unaona, we are African people. We're supposed to travel within our continent freely. Why? Because you are African. If you go to Uganda, you'll find African. Someone will fanana tu na wewe. The color is just the same as you. There's no difference. And we need to pick this and understand it. Most of us are not able to travel because of the system, how it has been set up. It's on purpose. There's some information being hidden from us. And if you travel, ask yourself why your data is being collected. There's no advertising. I disagree with you, Elaine, completely. And I see you saying, Valentino, that passport and visas are the definition of total control from them. Exactly. Because why do you want to keep track of where I'm going? Why? Who is watching me? Who is watching me? Those are things you need to ask. But anyway, family, I'm coming to the end of today's show. I really appreciate you so much. Effie, me, MJ Valentino, LA Global, to everyone who has been with us right here on this amazing discussion. I really, DJ Kolo na Kucheki Piapo in the building. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in on today's show. I hope you have enjoyed. For those who have been with me on YouTube, popping in and out, or those who shall be catching this on a replay, I hope you enjoy. And of course, do leave your own sentiments and comments down below. I'm always checking on my show to see who's commenting, rather what you have to say, and I'll be responding back right there and to you. Don't say anything messy, because I'm messy. You don't want to get messy with me. But anyway, much love. Have yourselves a beautiful day. See you guys tonight on For the Culture Show. That is with me and Kamlesh from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. But Katie is next to the African Diary. And of course, she has amazing discussions. Similar actually discussion, political matters regarding Africa. Just come out and see what other debates that she have, and you can be part of this amazing, network and discussion. But nonetheless, We shall also be having also HR, the messenger, and the Kamlesh still. That is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. With the Black Kings. So tune in and also check out that is on our YouTube. See what they are discussing. Just go to the Black Fire Network 2 or any Black Fire Network. Subscribe to yenye tutapata zote. All of them subscribe and you see what we are all about. Check also our previous content. We record every day. We have different discussions every day. And of course, we'd love you to be part of this amazing network. I see Effie is saying that our boundaries are to destabilize us to be slaves. Exactly. And also see MJ is saying that it was refreshing. I'm glad. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm glad you have been part of this amazing discussion. Thank you for making it also easy for me. You're also saying that have a wonderful afternoon. You too on your end. I don't know what's the time on your end, but thank you for tuning in. Effie, you're saying I should invite you. Kindly DM me on DM me personally and Natalie _Joby on Instagram. Then tutaongea much more there. Kama unataka kuja interview hapa to be part of the panel, or rather if you want to be part of the guests right here on TikTok, tutaongea much more there. I appreciate you so much, Effie. Thank you again for the gifts, the roses, the mic, everything you've been sending. You guys, I just appreciate it. Have yourselves a beautiful afternoon and see you when you see me. This is Jamila once again by the one and only Ottilia Brown. I hope you guys get to enjoy this.
Ottilia Brown, what you say?
Hi, manze, sijui uni nani. I see. Let me see your name. Daniel Ruto. Hi, you're saying mambo. My lovely sweet girl Mambo, niko fiti. Sijui kama unakujua kama tunajuana, but thank you for following the host. And of course, to everyone who's just tuning in last minute, I see Andy Miles, Albert CBS, and to everyone who has been with us, manze. Asanteni, Kwaherini. When you see me, have yourselves a beautiful afternoon.
Nobody can love me better. Like a holy